Okay, welcome back. I haven't made a video in quite some time. I was busy with school and work and, well, whatever else was going on. But now it is finally done. Not work, but school for the year, so pretty happy about that. And now I can finally get around to playing some games. There is an update to the mobile version of Maplestory. So for those who don't know what Maplestory is, it's an MMO RPG, a 2D side scroller, or I guess it's not a side scroller, but a platformer. It's kind of like if Super Mario was a role-playing game, an MMO role-playing game. That's kind of what Maplestory is. It's been around for a very long time. I think the game, at least on PC, has been around probably for 15 years or more, maybe even close to 20 years. It's been a long time. I've played the game for almost since its beginning in North America. Because I have a Mac though for most of my life, it doesn't actually run on Mac. So when they released a mobile version of the game, I was pretty excited about it. But normally when a mobile version of a game comes out, it doesn't really compare. And they actually did a pretty good job with the mobile version of Maplestory. So these days, because I mostly just use a Mac, this is as good as it's going to get for Maplestory. But anyways, just wanted to check this out because they added a new character. And while I do this and chat about it, I need to sync up my controller again since I haven't done this for a while. Settings. I think I might have to redo it. Let's see here. Okay, did that work? Yes, cool. Okay, back to the game. So originally when Maplestory came out, there was only, your typical 4 or 5 character choices, or class choices, whatever you want to call them. You had your warrior, you had your bowman or archer, you had your thief, you had your mage, and I thought there was one other one. Maybe there was just those 4 to begin with, and then they added pirate after. Today, Maplestory is not like that at all. There's like, on PC, there's like, I don't know, like 30 plus characters. They really changed how the game developed over time. So rather than constantly adding more story, I mean, they do that too, but they focus a lot more on adding new classes over and over and over again. And each class kind of has its own backstory, and each class plays slightly different. Anyway, so on the mobile version, it doesn't have as many classes as the PC version, but it does still have a bunch, and they just recently added a new one, the mobile version, so I figured I would try it out. So it's this one here. I think it's pronounced Adele. So it says, Adele, a high flora of Grandis, was an honorable knight that became lost to the void. After eons alone, she is summoned back to reality by the desperate prayers of a young rebel. So I'm going to make this new character here. And this is a warrior class, and typically I lean more towards the warrior gameplay style, so this works out well for me. You can make either a male or a female character. I'm going to go with the female character since I think the hair looks better on the female character. That doesn't even, it says blue, but it doesn't look blue. And that's purple. You know what, I'm wondering if the screen, does it have, oh, it has night shift on. Okay, it looks a little bit more purple now. I have to pick a name as well for the character. And because these games are so big with, so many players, one of those instances where it's very difficult to find an available name. And I'm usually pretty picky when it comes to character names, but since I don't plan on playing this character for a really long time. I don't actually care all that much, but still I'd like to come up with something good. There's also a burning event on right now. So in Maplestory, the burning events, if you assign it to one of your characters when they have these events on, I think every time you level up your character, you gain 2 levels. So it helps you level up a lot quicker. There we go. Okay, here we go. It's probably going to start off with a bit of a, it says tutorial, but it's probably going to be a bit of a story. This is a story that is specific to this character. Turn up the volume a bit. This is the one thing that is a bit annoying about the mobile version of Maplestory is it does support controllers. However, the controller's control of the game is very limited. You can move your character and you can use some of your abilities, but the menus and progressing through a cutscene, it can't be used for that. Why, I have no idea, and it's very frustrating. Okay, this is kind of taking a long time here. Something about legends and knights. This young boy wants to meet one of these legendary knights. Okay. I assume that we are said legendary knight. I can skip all of this. It does call it a tutorial, and I know how to play the game, but I'm sort of just following along with the story just to get a sense of how this character fits into the Maplestory world. Usually there is some sort of connection between the classes. Okay, okay, we have control of the character. Okay, I'm thinking we're going to skip the tutorial. Here we go. I've had enough of that. Okay, let's see here. Oh, we got a double jump ability. When I like the we even have a vertical double jump. I like that. I like the animation. That's pretty cool. The blue and purple, or blue and pink. There was another skill in here too. So Blade of Will deals damage to enemies in front of you. Target count 3, hit count 4. Nothing unusual there. Summons 5 magical shards that chase after enemies. Okay, let's put that in there as well. Okay, talk to this guy. What's this guy saying here? Other folks that want to meet you. Let's head back to the alley. This is another thing I don't really like about Maplestory M, is that it assumes that you want to, let's stop that right there. It assumes, wait a second. Oh, they're cats. How do I use my ability? Oops, my bad. Oh yeah, I can't use the A skill. Ugh, God, see, that's also frustrating. So this is something I was mentioning before. Which one is that? Is that the controller? Okay, so X is going to be that, that's A. When you have a controller connected to it, it only allows you to use the controller for certain spots. And this one, for example, which is just like a basic attack, it doesn't use any of your skills, it's just swing whatever weapon you have. If you try to put one of your skills in this spot, it doesn't actually work. So on the controller, A, for the Xbox controller, A, what's that? That would be, I think that's X on a PlayStation controller, I think. Anyways, when you press A, that's your main attack. But if you put one of these skills into that spot, A will no longer work. Like, it's got a lot of weird, I don't know. I don't know who programmed this game, but it's just very strange. I kind of feel bad about killing kitties. Okay. I like her abilities. This is cool. And what's this one do? So it summons swords that just fly off into the distance, okay? Okay, you gotta get off the screen. And the interesting thing about this character is that, oh, I should probably get to a safe spot before I do that, is that she doesn't actually hold on to a weapon. Where is that? Yeah, see, so the weapon is Blade Caster, but it's like an invisible sword. So that's kind of neat. So she doesn't actually look like she's carrying an actual weapon, but then you can kind of see when she uses her skill, or when you do, no, that one you can't see it, but when she uses her skill, you can see there's a blade behind her. So even though she is a knight, it's almost like she's summoning a magical blade to attack for, so that's kind of neat. Normally I have, did they already give me the pets? Normally you have pets that can, I guess they didn't give it to us. Normally the pets will use the potions for you, so you don't actually have to use them. Oh, I'm gonna die. Again, normally the pets would do the potions for me. Okay, which one is which here? Okay, so that one, okay, so that's, okay, I got it. Anyways, that's enough of that. Let's go to the next thing. So this was going back to something I was saying before. It's another kind of strange thing about Maplestory M is that it assumes that you want to use like the auto travel and the auto battle system all the time. Like the game wants to play itself. It doesn't want you to play the game. It wants to play the game itself. And I don't like that it defaults to that. I don't mind that it has the ability in the game to do like auto playing. It is a mobile game, I get it, but don't default to it, or at least in the settings give us the option to either turn it on or off. Because I'm playing the game with a controller, I want to have manual control over the character, and I want it to default to that. I certainly don't mind that it's doing the autoplay right now. I mean, this isn't me, I'm not touching anything, it's just doing it all by itself, which is fine with me, I don't want to read it anyways. I like this little thing. Okay, oh, I got my hog to ride on. Oh, it's called Boo. I like it. Wonder if we can get that as a pet. Oh, there we go. I think this might be new. I don't think they ever had the option to turn on like the autoplay for the text. See, so right there, it's just assuming that I want to do autoplay. And it wants me to hunt back alley. Now it's even going to fight for me. Like, see, I'm not actually doing anything. The game is playing itself. Now it's going to make its way to the next objective. You barely need to do anything in the game. You could just sit here and watch. It's almost like a movie. Now see, this is new. So like I was saying before, this whole like auto play the text, it never used to do that before. So now the autoplay, it's doing everything. So the only thing I need to do is what? Click on the next thing that I want to do. I just got the pets, by the way. Okay, I got a husky and the brown puppy. Oh, they're already behind me. Okay, so they will use the potions for me now. This thing is weird too, this little icon beside my name. I don't remember that being there before. I don't know if it is specific to this character or if that's something new. I'm not sure what that is. Geez, the whole thing is just, it's doing it all. I don't have to do anything. And we're already level 9. Now when you're using a controller, there is this option in here where you can adjust how much of the UI stays on the screen. But the problem is that if you change it to like screenshot, which removes all the UI, which is actually great, oh, you can use your abilities, but you can't see your potions, you can't even see your health. So you have no idea how close you are to dying. Now, assuming you have plenty of potions and your pets are constantly keeping you alive and stuff, then this would be a good view to play if you have a controller. You don't even need any of the on-screen controls and you have the full screen. So I think I used that one before. I've also used the auto battle one. So the auto battle one will keep your health up, but it hides the controls down here, which you don't need, right? Because you are playing with a controller after all. My favorite class in Maplestory M is, I think it's one of the original 5 classes. It's just the basic warrior class, I think, and it's I usually use a two-handed sword. I think it's that one, unless it's one of the newer warrior classes. But this character's sort of opening here, it's reminiscent of that other class. It used to be, back at the very beginning of Maplestory, that the warrior class obviously had high defense. It had, mid-level attack, but it was slow. And that's not really the case anymore. As the game kept going, oh my god, it even clicks the claim reward, so I don't have to do anything. Except now the game, it doesn't know what I want to do next. And see, I don't actually have the quest screen, so that's part of the problem with the viewer. Anyways, over time, as Maplestory evolved, they started adding this sort of parity to all the classes. It used to be if you wanted to move fast and have double jump and all this really cool speed mechanics, you would have to play as a thief or use the teleport ability of the mage. But the thief was the way to go if you wanted speed and agility. Now, every single class in Maplestory gets a double jump ability and speed and all this kind of stuff. So, if you really like fast characters like I do, it almost doesn't matter which class you pick anymore, because they can all be fast. Which means you can focus on just the skills and the looks of the character that you like best. If you like using magic, you go with the wizard or mage or whatever it's called, one of those type characters. If you like ranged characters, you go with the bowman. You have several options as the bowman, but the two sort of big divisions is using a bow or using a crossbow. Actually, one of my favorite characters is a bow character, but the bow, I can't remember the name of the class, but the bow, it like summons when you use the abilities. So it doesn't actually look like you're carrying a bow. It's very similar to this character where you have like an invisible sword sort of thing. Yeah, this is definitely new. You used to have to advance this stuff, I think, yourself, or at least when it finished, you had to click on complete this. But it looks like it's doing everything. Yeah, so it just clicked complete by itself. It claimed the reward. The only thing it's not doing is auto assigning the points, which is what I do anyways, and picking what the next objective is to do. But the second you click on it, then you're off and running. You don't have to do anything. I can almost see now why the developers of this game aren't putting too much effort into improving controller support. It looks like they're getting the game to a point where it can just play everything itself. You don't even need a controller. You can just turn it on and let it go. It's all automated. The only thing you need to do is decide what you want your character to do next, essentially. I don't even need to click complete. I don't need to click on claim reward. It did it all. Okay, well, I think I'm going to stop that there. So I didn't really get to experience much of the character because the whole game is playing for itself. But it feels like your typical warrior class. Oh, I thought that was where the cats were. Obviously not. There we go. It's definitely nice and fast. I like that. And what are some of the other skills you get? So at level 30, skewering. Yeah, so this one here would be like rushing forward, I would imagine, or maybe this one is the rushing forward one. Oh, they all have something. Skewering makes me think rushing forward. Impale makes me think rushing forward. And so does rush make me think rushing forward. Press an arrow key with the skill to search in the given direction. Oh, that's interesting. Press an arrow key. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Target count 5. That actually hits 5 enemies. 5. Also does 5. Interesting. Anyways, so... Oh, it's called Pathfinder. That was the one I was trying to remember where it is. It's an archer, but you don't actually carry around like a bow with you, or at least it doesn't look like you do. So it doesn't look like you're carrying a bow, but he is, and when you use the abilities. The bow kind of spawns out of nowhere, essentially. What was the other ones? I also like the... this was the last new class that they added, Chain Sarah. I'm not sure if I made a video for this one or not. But this one here, I guess it's kind of like a thief slash warrior class. And it uses chains to attack. And this class is actually quite interesting. The abilities are, like you can see, I summoned a Beyblade here. But the skills are quite neat. The Beyblade skill is really neat. So it's not actually called that, but you spawn this thing and then it goes back and forth. But you can spawn it on like a higher level and it will drop down to other levels and just keep going. So that's kind of neat. So that class is pretty cool. Some of the other ones, the older ones, like the Demon Slayer ones, are neat. I only got this one up to level 40. This is another warrior class, but it is just a bit different. These ones here, they have wings, so you can like hover with them, which is kind of neat. The Demon Avenger and Demon Slayer, I think that's what they're called. They like to talk a lot, the classes. So whenever you use their abilities, they constantly say stuff. But the other class that I was talking about that is definitely my favorite, this one here, oh, Hero. Yeah, so that's one of the original classes. So it's very similar to that new class that we were trying out, but it still has, you know, a double jump. It still has the, oh, see, this class doesn't actually have an up jump. It doesn't have a vertical double jump, but the class is very fast, and I like that. I like this skill here. So this is kind of like that. I think it's kind of like those impale skills that the other class had. This is definitely the class in the game that I've spent the most time with. I even paid to have kind of a unique outfit on, which makes me, you can kind of see I'm like floating, which is very appropriate actually for the time of the year. There we go. See, it's like snowing around the character. I don't know, I probably paid 20 bucks for that. Which is completely ridiculous, but at the same time, the game is free, so I don't mind paying a little bit here and there, support the developers, so they can keep doing what they got to do. So yeah, this so far is definitely my favorite class in Maplestory M, and probably Maplestory as well, though I haven't played in a long time. What other ones do I have on here? So this is another one that I got up pretty high. Level 64 on this one. So this is a mage, fire poison, or lightning poison? No, fire poison. So this class is kind of neat. You spawn a lot of poison stuff, and then it poisons the enemies around them. It also has a lot of fire skills as well. So this is one of the fire skills. What else we got? Poison. Oh yeah, that's an explosion one. See, there's no double jump though, so as the mage you're a bit slower. I thought they did have a double jump, but it looks like I just have the up double jump. You don't have like a horizontal, which is a bit annoying. So that's one of the mage classes. And what else we got on here? I don't even remember what this one is. Sia. I think it's another mage, but I don't remember it. And yet I got it up to level 40. Oh, this is the one that uses the constellations or whatever. I notice they all have that icon now. Interesting. Alright, well that's it for tonight. Just wanted to try out that new class. It looks like it's just a basic warrior with kind of like a new skin. So that pretty much sums up Adele. But yeah, so that's it. So as I was saying at the beginning of this video, now that I do have a bit more time on my hands over the next week, maybe 2 weeks, I am going to be making a couple more videos, gaming related, maybe not just gaming related. But definitely some games on Mac. I did recently install not just Stray, but also the other one that came to Mac as well recently, the Grid Legends one, so I want to try that out next and see how that performs on my M2 MacBook Air. But that's it for tonight, so I will see you next time. See you later.